Technique 8, Shadow Healing Step 2, the DNA Amoraea Buffer, Amoraea Flame Activation Level 4. The purpose of Technique 8 is to protect the DNA template and personal shields from Shadow Body, Shadow Dancer, Blue Sword, and environmental reverse currents. Technique 8 activates, sustains, and amplifies Eiros and Amoraea frequencies throughout the shields and DNA template, creating a buffer field that transmutes reverse current frequencies as they begin activation. When used once weekly, in conjunction with the Amoraea Buffer Daily Supplement, which is Technique 8 Part 2, brings the Maharic Shield, Eiros and Amoraea Flame into sustained continual activation, setting 12-strand DNA template activation, building of the base 12 Eckasha Merkaba, personal Christos Avatar identity integration, and shadow healing processes onto autopilot. To generate sufficient critical mass frequency for permanently decoding shadow dancers and healing and integrating the personal shadow body on all 4 density levels. To begin progressive permanent activation of the full 4-density Eiros and Amoraea flame bodies, creating eventual, full Crux Ansata Manu window and Eckasha Merkaba vehicle activation within 4 to 6 years for potential biological and/or spiritual inner earth, Aramantania of inner earth universe, the Eka universe, halls of Amenti Stargate passage. Preparation for Technique 8. For first activation, complete Technique 1 plus Techniques 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 at least one time, but waiting between 4 and 6 weeks while using Techniques 1 through 7 inclusive before performing Technique 8. If you've used Technique 1 within the past 12 hours, repeating Technique 1, which is the Eckasha Quick Seal, just prior to first activation of Technique 8 is not necessary. For subsequent Technique 8 activation, no preparatory activations are required. Technique 8, Part 1, the Amoraea Buffer. Relax and begin to slow your breathing rate to half its normal speed. And during this short period of preparation, call to mind the Eckasha symbol teardrop shape in pale silver, containing a 24-point, 3-dimensional star at its center, or use the Eckasha Ruche image if you have already been working with the Vecca code induction techniques. Just use these symbols as the Hierophant activation keys for the Maharic Akashic Shield. Imagine the Eckasha Hierophant symbol at the pineal gland at the center of your brain. Now inhale and then forcefully exhale, pushing the Eckasha Hierophant from the pineal down the central vertical current and into Chakra 13 at Earth's core. Following the exhale, hold your breath for 3 to 4 seconds while imagining 3 tiny Kirache flames, 1 pale turquoise, 1 pale yellow, and 1 pale pink, gently bursting upward to surround the Eckasha Hierophant within the 13th chakra at Earth's core, in response to contact with the Eckasha Hierophant. Inhale the Eckasha Hierophant with the 3 Kirashe flames surrounding it, upward to the Maharic Shield center 12 inches below your feet, and exhale forcefully, while imagining the Eckasha Hierophant and the 3 flames expanding outward on a horizontal plane throughout your pale silver Maharic Shield disc. As the Eckasha and 3 flames move outward, imagine the Maharic Shield disc expanding outwards to about 4 feet in width. Hold the breath for 3 to 4 seconds following the exhale, while imagining that your 4-foot wide pale silver Maharic Shield disc at the soles of your feet now vibrates as cycling currents of pale turquoise, pale yellow and pale pink Kirashe frequencies blend with the pale silver D12 Maharic current. As you do this, try to sense a gentle buzzing sensation as your Maharic Shield frequencies accelerate in oscillation to carry the Kirashe current. Inhale using the inhale breath to draw a ball of Kirashe and pale silver frequencies into the center of your Maharic Shield from the oscillating Maharic Shield disc. Imagine that the 4-foot Maharic Shield disc remains extended, while the Kirashe Maharic ball collects in the center of the Maharic Shield to reform a teardrop-shaped Kirashe Eckasha Hierophant flame. Exhale gently, while imagining the reformed Kirashe Eckasha Hierophant flame as a pale silver, energized, 3-dimensional Eckasha teardrop, which pulses with a repeating cycle of pale turquoise, pale yellow, and pale pink bursts of light. This image of the Hierophant as a 3-dimensional pale silver Eckasha teardrop, pulsating with repeating bursts of Kirashe color sequence, will now be referred to as the Eckasha Flame. Inhale slowly, using the inhale breath to simultaneously draw 3 chords of Kirashe frequency up from the Eckasha Flame, stationed at the center of your Maharic Shield 12 inches below the feet, to the Iombi point just below your navel. Imagine a thin cord of pale turquoise Ki current, the D13 Manu frequency, extending up from the Eckasha Flame and into the small chakra in the ball of your right foot. A thin cord of pale pink She current, the D15 Ire frequency, extending into the small chakra in the ball of your left foot. And a thin cord of pale yellow Ra current, the D14 Mane frequency, extending directly up your central vertical current into the base chakra between your legs. Continue the slow inhaling, drawing the 3 Kirashe currents up into the body at the same speed, while imagining that the pale turquoise and pale pink currents running into the feet arc to the center of your body, merging with the pale yellow center current, so that the 3 currents join at the Iombi point just below the navel. Exhale gently, while imagining that the meeting of the 3 Kirashe currents form a glowing emerald green crystal in the Iombi point. Inhale gently, using the inhale breath to draw the Eckasha flame from the center of your Maharic Shield up through the pale yellow cord in the central vertical current and into the emerald green Kirashe crystal at the Iumbi point. Exhale gently when the Eckasha flame has entered the emerald green crystal at the Iumbi point. And now breathe gently for a few moments and try to sense a feeling of warmth or a slight buzzing sensation at the Iumbi point just below the navel. Now inhale a pale silver cord of D12 Maharic frequency up from Earth's core and into the Eckasha flame within the emerald green crystal at the Iumbi point. Exhale forcefully, using the breath to expand the Eckasha flame from within, while imagining that the Eckasha flame and emerald crystal pop, releasing the Kirashe and Eckasha flame frequencies into the Iumbi point. Just breathe gently for a few moments and imagine now that a small pale silver indigo blue violet flame, about 2 inches high, spontaneously ignites within the Iumbi point. The Iumbi is the seat of the celestite crystal that houses the pale silver indigo blue violet Eiros flame. Activation of the Eckasha flame, the Kirashe and Maharic currents within the Iumbi releases the power of the Eiros flame within the Iumbi point. Inhale, using the breath to draw the pale silver indigo blue violet Eiros flame up the central vertical current and into the Amoraea point at the base of the thymus gland above the heart chakra. Exhale gently to deposit the Eiros flame within the deep azure blue crystal at the Amoraea point. Inhale Maharic current up from the Earth's core and into the pale silver indigo blue violet Eiros flame at the Amoraea point. Exhale forcefully, using the breath to expand the Eiros flame from within until it pops within the Amoraea point. Imagine the pale silver indigo blue violet Eiros flame spreading throughout the Amoraea and the base of the thymus gland. Imagine the frequencies of the pale silver, the pale indigo, blue and violet spreading throughout the Amoraea. Just breathe gently for a few moments while doing that. And imagine a small azure blue flame about 2 inches high spontaneously ignites within the Amoraea point. The Amoraea point is the seat of the azurite crystal that, when fully activated, houses the radial body Emerald Amoraea Flame. Inhale pale silver D12 Maharic current up from Earth core and into the small azurite flame at the Amoraea point. Exhale forcefully, using the breath to expand the azurite flame outward from the Amoraea point into the auric field, completely permeating and surrounding the physical body. Imagine that as the azurite flame expands outward, its color changes from deep azure blue to deep emerald green blue, as the Manu, Mane and Ire frequencies of the full Amoraea flame activate within the Amoraea point. Breathe gently, while imagining that the deep emerald green blue Amoraea flame continues to expand throughout the auric field. Imagine the auric field forming a large, three-dimensional Eckasha teardrop emerald flame with a pale silver, indigo, blue, violet, Eiros, silver sanctum lining all around the body. The base of the Emerald Amoraea Flame expands downward to Chakra 13 at Earth's core, while the tip expands upward to Chakra 14, 36 inches above the head. Bring to mind the 4-foot wide Maharic Shield disc, 12 inches below your feet, and imagine that the emerald green Amoraea Flame is now fully expanded to encompass the Maharic Shield. Now, return your attention to the Amoraea point at the base of the thymus gland. Inhale pale silver Maharic current up from Chakra 13 to form a small 2-inch pale silver Maharic flame in the Amoraea. Exhale forcefully, using the breath to push the pale silver Maharic flame up from the Amoraea and into the pineal gland at the center of the brain. Breathe gently and bring your attention into the pineal gland, and imagine that the pale silver Maharic flame holds 2 tiny crystals at its center. These appear as sparks of light, one the vibrant violet of D7, the other the metallic yellow gold of D8. Inhale Maharic current up from Chakra 13 and into the Maharic flame stationed in your pineal gland. Exhale forcefully, using the breath to fill the Maharic flame with a burst of Maharic current. Breathe easy, imagining that the violet and gold crystals within the Maharic flame vibrate for a moment, then burst into 2 tiny flames, one violet, one gold, within the 2-inch high Maharic flame. Inhale Maharic frequency up from Chakra 13 and into the Maharic flame at the pineal gland, and gently exhale the Maharic current. Breathe gently and imagine the tiny violet and gold flames within the Maharic flame flare in a magenta pale pink flash as they depolarize and combine with the Maharic flame, forming a silvery pink sunburst of D12 and D15 frequency within the pineal gland. Inhale Maharic current up from earth core and exhale forcefully, using the breath to push the silvery pink sunburst vertically upwards from the pineal gland through the 7th, 10th and 11th chakras, and then into the 14th chakra, 36 inches above the head. Now inhale, drawing Maharic frequency all the way up to the silvery pink sunburst in Chakra 14, and forcefully exhale the silvery pink sunburst all the way down to Earth's core. Inhale again quickly, using the breath to draw the silvery pink sunburst up the central vertical current to Chakra 14, 36 inches above the head, and again exhale forcefully, using the breath to send the silvery pink sunburst down to Chakra 13. Quickly inhale again, using the breath to draw the silvery pink sunburst up into the center of the Maharic Shield 12 inches below your feet. Imagine the silvery pink sunburst as a spinning, silvery pink sphere at the center of your Maharic Shield. Allow the silvery pink sunburst sphere to spin in whatever direction, speed and rhythm it chooses. Exhale forcefully, using the breath to push D12, D15 current throughout the entire Maharic Shield disc from the spinning, silvery pink sunburst sphere at the center of the Maharic Shield. Imagine now that your Maharic Shield is glowing as a 4-foot wide disc that repeatedly cycles waves of pale silver, emerald, green, blue, and silver pink frequency throughout your entire body and auric field. The Maharic Shield is now temporarily sealed within the protection of the amplified Amoraea Flame, and this simultaneously creates an Amoraea seal within and around the DNA template and personal shields, which will serve to transmute disharmonic reverse frequencies moving through the DNA from the shadow body and shadow dancers, and will also transmute disharmonic frequencies coming into the DNA template from the planetary environment, such as blue sword reverse D13 current. The Amoraea buffer seal will sustain in the Maharic Shield and DNA template as long as the silvery pink sunburst sphere at the Maharic Shield center is present and remains spinning. The natural D12 Maharic seal will remain in sustained, constant activation and will no longer require manual activation as long as the Amoraea buffer seal activation is consistently sustained. Repeating the steps previously once every 7 days, and using the following Technique 8 Part 2 Amoraea Insta-Buffer Daily Supplement once every day will be sufficient to sustain the Amoraea buffer seal. If the daily routine of using the Amoraea Insta-Buffer is broken by more than 1 day, the use of the prior steps is essential to reactivate the Amoraea buffer field before continuing once more with daily practice.